The Rays are staying in Tampa Bay. Finally, they worked something out. A replacement for Tropicana Field when the stadium lease runs out after the 2027 season. A brand new ballpark will be built in St. Petersburg. Fixed roof, 30,000 seats. Not what a lot of people were hoping for, but at least it resolves the issue. What does this mean for Major League Baseball? Well, it's good news overall. For some, though, they were counting on and hoping for relocation. Let's see, first, what does it mean for the Tampa Bay area? It means they get a new ballpark. For years, they've been playing in what's been continuously rated as one of the ugliest ballparks in Major League Baseball. Never been there myself, but the consensus from those who have been there is it's not a good ballpark experience. The new ballpark design is sure to be an upgrade from where they're playing now. 30,000 seats seems like the right number, same number they're going for in Vegas. A team like the Rays, playing anywhere in the Tampa area, can't expect to fill 40,000 seats, even on the weekend. Adding to the unattractiveness of the Trop was all the empty seats. Even if they have the same attendance problem in the new venue, at least there won't be as many unoccupied seats. But the biggest cause of low attendance seen at Rays games over the years was not the appearance of the ballpark, it was a matter of not being able to get there. Most of the area's population lives in Tampa, but the field is in St. Pete, and there's a lot of traffic going across the bridge from one city to the other. The new field will also be in St. Pete. Everyone was hoping they could find a way to build a new park in the city so residents could easily get out there and fill up the seats. But they couldn't find a good location in Tampa. Looks like they may end up having the same problem as they do now. That might be solved with the building of a new bridge. It's supposed to be completed sometime in 2025, so it'll be up and running long before the new stadium opens. If it's easier to get there, more fans will make the trip, which will give a boost to attendance. It's still a trip they have to make. It would be much easier if it were in the city, but apparently they couldn't agree on anything with the city of Tampa. The other issue is the fixed roof, just like they have now. The best ballpark experience is under the open air, though in some areas a roof is necessary. Places that get really hot or get lots of rain, Tampa is one of those places, so they need a roof. But if it's a nice day, like it often is in the spring and fall there, it'd be nice to open the roof, let the fans enjoy the game with some fresh air. They're making fans choose between baseball and the sun. So for the local fans, the good news is they get to keep their team, and they'll get to see them in a better looking venue. Even if it's disappointing, it'll certainly be better than where they're playing now. It's still hard to get to, though it may be easier by that time. Still under a roof every game of the year. Attendance should be up. A lot of people will want to check out the new park, but they're expecting a big boost in attendance, and I don't know if they're going to get it. They're also expecting a boost in sponsorship, and they probably will get it. So for the Rays, a better situation than they're in now. Not sure if it's worth the cost of a new ballpark, though, which they're paying half the cost of. For the Orlando Dreamers, the dream is over. Their only hope was for the Rays to leave town. Either the Rays relocated to Orlando, or they left for some other city and Orlando got an expansion team. Florida's got a lot of people, and Orlando has already shown they can support a major sports franchise. But after 2 Florida teams have struggled with attendance ever since they were awarded those franchises, MLB is not going to award a 3rd franchise to the state of Florida. It doesn't seem fair for Orlando residents. They're not Miami, they're not Tampa. Maybe they could support a team of their own, but the Marlins can't draw a crowd even after getting a new ballpark. The Rays, will see if it works out in the new stadium, but as of now they have yet to make it work. There will be no major league team in Orlando. And it may be over for Montreal. It doesn't have to be. If they want to enter the expansion race, they're more than welcome to, and they will have a decent shot if they show interest. But so far, with what we've seen from Montreal, it looks like they have no interest in expansion. Their attitude seemed to be relocation or bust. Understandable since expansion fee is expected to be $2 billion. Montreal seemed like an attractive destination for a team looking to relocate, a team that's been struggling at the gate in their current city, at an old, unpopular ballpark, much like the Rays and A's. If they move to Montreal, they play in another ugly ballpark, but one that will attract more fans, at least until the novelty of having their old team back wears off. Once they've moved in, they could talk about building a new home in Montreal. But now that relocation is not an option, Montreal would probably have to have a new stadium offer right away, and they don't seem interested in that. We'll see though, maybe they were so sure the Rays were going to move they didn't even consider expansion. After all, it's much easier to welcome a relocated team than to start with a new expansion team. Cheaper too. So the smart thing is to go for a team that's ready to move. Now that expansion is the only option, maybe they'll go for it. Who knows? For the rest of North America, it's great news because now Major League Baseball can move forward with its long-awaited expansion. It's been 25 years since the last expansion. Rob Manfred repeatedly said that expansion would have to wait till after the stadium issues were worked out in Oakland and Tampa. Now, with the Rays staying and the A's leaving, we can seriously discuss the addition of 2 new cities to the MLB map. No more theoretical if MLB were to expand type discussions. It's really going to happen soon. For cities like Nashville, Portland, and Salt Lake City, they'll continue to make that push, promoting themselves as the best expansion candidates. For cities like Charlotte, San Antonio, Austin, and Vancouver, all cities that would make great expansion candidates, if they're going to get serious about getting a major league team in their city, they've got no time to waste. Up to now, those cities have shown no interest in the whole idea of expansion. Perhaps because it seemed like such a faraway thing, like MLB wasn't going to expand anytime soon, so why bother putting together a plan? I won't be surprised if we soon hear about one of those cities throwing their hat in the ring soon. But they had to know the A's and Rays were close to making decisions going into this season. It's not too late for them, they can still land a team. I don't know how long MLB wants to drag things out before making a decision and awarding the 2 franchises, but I'd imagine they won't want to wait too long. And right now, Nashville, Portland, and Salt Lake City, with their groups put together and plans for new stadiums already proposed, will be well ahead of any city that decides to enter the race now. On the negative side, it continues the trend towards smaller parks. They would be thrilled if they could sell out every game their first season there and average 30,000. Anything over 25,000 in average attendance figures would be a big win for the Rays organization. But it also means the most you'll ever see on opening day is 30,000. A Rays World Series game, 30,000 max. An All-Star game in Tampa Bay, 30 is all you get. A Rays team that wins 115 games and everyone in the area wants to see them play, 30,000 at most. Same thing with the new ballpark in Vegas. We'll see fewer empty seats, which has been an embarrassment for MLB, but big crowds will be reserved mostly for big markets. I'd hate to think the average attendance record of 32,000 set in 2007 will stand forever. And then there's the natural concern that we'll just see round 2 of disappointment in Florida. The Marlins played in an outdoor football stadium for years. Poor attendance was blamed on the venue. Then they got a new ballpark, a good-looking one, with a retractable roof, located near downtown Miami. 11 years later, they're still waiting for the fans to show up. Yes, there's been a bad product on the field most years, whereas the Rays are known for putting a good product on the field, and Tampa is not Miami, but you can't blame people for fearing the exact same thing will happen. Anyway, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think down in the comments. That's all for this one, and until next time, this is Baseball International. See ya.